Hello, I'm Jan Shravinsky and you're watching Break the Fake. They make them, we break them and tell you everything you need to know. Let's talk about Russia, where apparently the demand to brown the nose for Russian rubles is skyrocketing faster than you can say Roger Vatnik Waters. Yes, it seems Roger Waters has inspired a whole new wave of bootlickers. Next in line to kiss Putin's boots, Kanye West. Yes, Kanye, the man who once claimed to be baby Putin and whose sneakers apparently hold mystical powers on the summer streets of Moscow. According to Kremlin propaganda outlets, Kanye West made a brief appearance in Moscow, calling himself baby Putin and reportedly scouting venues for an upcoming concert. Because nothing says international diplomacy quite like Kanye West shopping for arenas in Russia.
Я русский и кофта черные псы. Ну или, например, fuck Adidas. На создание этой одежды Kanye вдохновил, как он сам говорит, русский мат. В американских СМИ рэпера уже отругали, назвали пропутинским бунтарем. Бунт, по мнению американцев, заключается в том, что Уэст, несмотря на русофобскую повесточку, прилетел к своему другу на день рождения в Москву. Вероятно, что на родине Kanye теперь попытаются снова отменить, как до него отменили Такера Карлсона.
Ты не Гитлер, ты не нацист, ты не заслуживаешь того, чтобы тебя так называли и демонизировали?
Ну, я вижу хорошее в Гитлере и в евреях тоже. Я люблю всех. Я покончил с классификациями. У каждого человека есть что-то ценное, что он привнес в жизнь, особенно у Гитлера.
Канье Уэст в маске восхвалял Адольфа Гитлера перед Алексом Джонсоном из Infowars. Это еще один отвратительный поворот в антисемитских комментариях рэпера.
Рэпер опубликовал несколько твитов в поддержку американского президента, назвал его братом и выложил фотографию кепки мага, а Трамп процитировал его посты в своем профиле и поблагодарил его за поддержку.
Пример мягкой силы российской, да. Точно так же, как приезд Канье Уэста, конечно, безусловно, учитывая, какое количество поклонников есть у него в мире, это такой своего рода прорыв блокады, да, который пытаются нам организовать. Понятно, что он не первый, кто прорывает эту блокаду, но больше и больше будет на самом деле таких людей, которые будут в том числе рассказывать правду о России, о том, как у нас здесь люди живут. Потому что до сих пор в ходу у западной пропаганды и те же украинцы до сих пор уверены в том, что мы не знаем, что такое холодильники, унитазы и так далее. То есть настолько можно зомбировать людей.
It's very simple. If your career is in decline, look towards Russia. I mean, look at Steven Seagal. Now, I'm not saying Kanye has lost his mind, but if he thinks cozying up to Putin's regime is a good career move, I've got a bridge in St. Petersburg to sell him. It's like watching a surreal crossover between Fashion Week and geopolitical pandering. Stay tuned for Kanye's next album, where he'll surely drop some lyrical gems about the struggles of a great nation. Or not. Who knows with Kanye these days? But if you see him rapping about turtle tanks instead of Cadillacs, don't blame me. Now, let's go on to one of the most serious topics in Russia's war against Ukraine: prisoners of war. Both sides take POWs for a number of reasons. They include isolating troops still in the field, demonstrating military victory, or even recruiting enemy forces into their own military. Now, let's begin with Russian POWs in Ukraine. Russian soldiers are captured under a variety of circumstances. Newly captured prisoners go through the usual procedures. They get a change of clothes and a shower, and even a haircut if they want one. They are provided some basic necessities and toiletries. Then, after 2 weeks in quarantine, they are examined by doctors and psychologists and transferred to the general of the POW camp, the general population, of course. Let's take a look at what Russian POWs look like 10 minutes before they are released.
Добрый день. Что, не веселые? Ребят, чего глаза не поднимаете? Вы ж уже без 5 минут дома. Ну скажите хоть что-нибудь.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Those Russians don't look too thrilled to be going home. Well, let's look at the facts and statistics. Right now, Ukraine spends $250 on each Russian POW every month. International organizations like the Red Cross help chip in for equipment and repairs. In 2021, for example, Ukraine's international partners funded the purchase of modern dental equipment for a transit camp. Russian POWs eat well and receive medical care. They are allowed to call their families, and they can receive and send money. They get to enjoy all the things they don't have back in Russia. But here is more. Russian soldiers know very well that as soon as they get home, they face two choices. They either get sent straight back to the front line to complete their contracts, or they get branded as traitors. And what about Ukrainian POWs, you may ask? Well, I'm sure many of you have seen images of Ukrainians released from Russian captivity. Let's take a look at this footage of one Ukrainian woman set free after being imprisoned for 6 years.
Не плачь, малыш. Я тебя очень люблю. Все хорошо. Все хорошо, я тебя очень люблю.
The woman you see here is Olena Pech. She is a civilian researcher who was detained for the crime of resisting the Russian occupation. And this is one more crime Russia is committing against the Ukrainian population, taking civilians as POWs. But just look at the difference in the reactions of the people in these two videos. Russians who came to Ukraine to earn money for killing people don't look very excited to be going back to their home country, where their own government couldn't care less about them. And then you have the Ukrainians, who are overjoyed just to be back home with their relatives. That is the difference between these two countries and these two nations. And with this, we conclude this edition of Break the Fake. Please stay with us here on TVP World for more latest news and updates. I'm Anash Ravinsky. Bye for now.